Welcome to Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Now let's head into the ballpark for tonight's game.
Getting a little bit of a late start here on my broadcast, but hey, you'll be with me all night long. We have two 7-inning games. This is Tim Reese on the Full Count Broadcast Network. We are in Fulton, Kentucky to take on the Fulton Railroaders for the first time this year. We had one game rained out, and that's why we're playing a doubleheader today. This is the site of last year's championship win against the Roaders. Mercy rule victory for Full Count, 12-1. Won at the Rhythm in game one of that championship round, 12-2. That was also a walk-off, a mercy rule game. Game originally scheduled for June 1st against the Roaders. Have played Fulton at Full Count, an 8-3 victory back on June 7th. Rhythm on a 4-game losing streak, and the all-time losing streak for the Rhythm in their 5+ years is 5. So Rhythm do not want to tie that with a loss in game one. So it's time to get on a stick and start a winning streak. We will have the national anthem before game 2, so we won't have to go off. So let's get to our starting lineups. That means we got to hear from Todd Hundley over at Chick-fil-A.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
It is Todd Hundley, the title sponsor, Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Appreciate Todd. As you see, Josh Carmen, he had that side view there going, and I think that was that's showing off his Little Debbie's donut sticks. He sure enjoys. That's his number one Little Debbie snack, and we want to thank Eddie Smith for being our newest sponsor, as Little Debbie's now our doubles sponsor. So Dudet Communications will stay our double play. Little Debbie's now sponsoring every double hit by Full Count hitters. We also have Twin Oaks Storage that will now be our back-to-back hits. Eddie was listening in the other day and said, hey, I can put back-to-back hits on the list here for Twin Oaks Storage. So we do want to thank RES Distributing for the Little Debbie double. Eddie Smith has a distributor for them, and he also has another business, Twin Oaks Storage. So I'll try to get some more backfill on those two companies, and I want to thank them for being our newest sponsors. So let's get to our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups. First for the visitors, Full Count Rhythm with a 6-5 record. They're currently in 4th place, just ahead of the Roaders, who come in at 2-9. Rylan Moses is going to lead off, play center field. Gabe Jenkins batting second, playing left field. Nathan Rowland, the DH, he's in the 3-hole. Hudson Separillo at first base, batting cleanup. Barrett Brown behind the plate for game 1. He's batting 5th. Kaysen Hill, the second baseman, batting in the 6th spot. Jay Fuller is out in right field, getting to play the fun spot here at Low House Field. He's batting 7th. Cam Suggs playing third base, batting 8th. Ryder Blanchard is batting 9th, and he'll play shortstop with Jackson Goddard on the mound for the Rhythm. It'll be his 3rd start of the year. 10 innings. He's given up 7 hits, 3 runs. They were earned. Walked 6, struck out 10, has a 2.70 ERA and a 1-0 record. For the Roaders, coached by J.D. Willis. He's assisted by Josh Wooten, and the general manager is Charlie Furbett. Leading off, playing shortstop, Thomas Kuhn. Nick Causey, the Montlow State Buck, at third base, batting second. Easton Sullivan behind the plate, batting third. The DH is in the cleanup spot. That's Caleb Warren. Jacob Lott, at least a second-year player here for the Rotors, is in right field, batting fifth. Ellis Hurt in left field, hits sixth. Owen Phillips, also a second-year player, as is Ellis Hurt, is in the 7-hole playing second base. Chase Cameron at first base, batting eighth, and Matt Hurlick in center field, batting ninth. And on the mound for the Rotors, Luca Dickinson. Dickinson from Skyline College, his hometown, Pacifica, California. He's a right-hander. It's Tim Reese on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Hello to Trish Lamarb. She is watching and listening. She's a frequent rider here on the Full Count Broadcast Network. She's also a host home mom. See if we can get a close-up shot, see how that is dialed in. Not great. I'll try to fix that. Why is it looking so large on the plate there? Not really sure. Might have to do some finagling in between innings. I get to sit right up next to my buddy Eddie Crittenden, who is handling the public address microphone today. He's having issues with his equipment that they normally operate on this year with their Facebook broadcast. The official scorer, Tim Davis, is handling. I think maybe they've got somebody else that's going to be dealing on Facebook. Got a full crew up here in the press box. Full Count Ministries has Full Count Rhythm under the umbrella, taking a week off of missions down in Nicaragua, and are back on the trail next Saturday. Josh Carman, head coach and general manager of the Rhythm, will be on that trip. Tanner Sandell, one of the mentors, also heading out to Mazante, where the mission house is located. If you want to send an email, you can do so. Stay anonymous if you want, or if you are, then tell me on the email that, hey, this is not for publication. This is just for your benefit. But if not, I'm probably going to give you a shout out. treesports@gmail.com is how you get a hold of me there. As a matter of fact, if Eddie Smith's listening in, Eddie, I'm going to need a full and complete list of all Little Debbie snacks. I need to know which ones are which, but I'll just tell you right now, donut sticks, which I don't know that I've ever had one. That's Josh Carman's favorite. And of the bus snacks that Eddie Smith has already delivered, I'm a big fan of the Nutty Buddies. We are set for action. First pitch swinging, Rylan Moses. So checking the cameras here, make sure that they are working. Moses leading the club in hitting. He might be leading the entire league in hitting. He's coming in with a .516 batting average. Fouls that one back. Keep forgetting how dark it is up here. We don't play this early in the day very often, and we are under a roof, which I love. It's also a beautiful day. And 3 pitches. Sets down Moses. That's only his third time that he struck out all year. And Luca Dickinson has his first strikeout. Now stepping to the plate, Gabe Jenkins. The VMI Keydette. Jenkins hitting .333, playing in his 9th game of the year. Looks at a called strike. Dickinson, nothing but strikes so far. Pitching from the stretch, And another breaking pitch catches the outside corner. Barbara Ardito is listening in Clarksville. She's the wife of our Anchor Transportation driver, Stephen Ardito, who is asked and been obliged by Jared Stansel, not sure if he's the owner, the head manager of Anchor Transportation, but he's the contact point. And Stephen requested, I think it's been a couple of years that they've been driving it since the Prospect League. Said, I like to drive them all the time. And for the most part, he is our primary driver. Did tell us today that he'll be out for the July 4th, about 3 days in that time period. Guessing he and Barbara are going to head off to Tahiti or something. Barbara, you'll have to let the world know on your YouTube chat. Hopefully he's not going to be like me and have to go out for surgery. Jenkins with a 1-2 count, and he drills that one into left center field. That's down. Ellis Hurt will catch that one on 2 hops and a 1-out knock for Gabe Jenkins here in the top of the first inning. That is Jenkins' 10th hit. He's got 9 singles and a home run. Now Nathan Rowland steps to the plate. Rowland and Mercer Bear from Ackworth, Georgia. He is in the DH role today. And he takes a hack, fouls it back. I'll be starting my sick leave from Full Count Rhythm and Full Count Broadcast Network beginning, well, I guess I'm beginning the sick leave on Thursday. I've got runner starts to go and does not go, pitches a called strike. Guess I'll be taking a couple of annual leave days for those government employees. That's vacation time is annual leave. Take some sick leave starting Thursday to get hopefully this meniscus or these meniscus tears that I have in my knee fixed up. That's in there for ball. Pretty good looking pitch on the 0-2 to Rowland. Nathan with 4 hits, includes a double and 2 home runs. He and Charlie Bozeman tied for the team lead in home runs. Only 9 hit. Runner does take off this time. Pitches high. Throw down is not going to be in time. That's a stolen bag. A Century steal of second. First successful steal in a while for the Rhythm. I hadn't been able to talk about my buddy Keith Hopper and the Hopper boys. Chris, Matt, and gotta remember. It's fouled out of play. It's a Chick-fil-A foul ball? No. It's a AAA autoglass foul ball. And there is some glass around here. There's a house just basically right behind the stadium here. Nice small old-time stadium here. Wood rafters, does have a tin roof. It's right next to railroad tracks that are not used anymore. On deck, Hudson Separulo, a left-handed hitter. I'll tell you about this field. That ball is hit up into the air, and that's going to hit off of the wall to be a single. That wall is only about 212 feet away, and that would have been a flyout at any other field. But here it's off the wall, and that's back-to-back hits. That is brought to you by, look, I haven't written it down yet. There we go. Twin Oaks Storage. Write it on your paper. Twin Oaks Storage and Eddie Smith. Won't be too long, Eddie. I'll have that locked in and we won't have to worry about writing it on paper. First pitch swinging is Hudson Separulo. He fouls that one off the roof. So if it rains, it's a nice place to be. I am right on top of the action, as you can see. because my cameras don't get too far away from me. Jenkins at third. Rowland down at first base, and Separulo takes a pitch down low. Hudson hitting .269, playing in his 9th game. Leads the club with walks with 8, on base at over a .450 average. Inside and low. Dickinson in trouble here in the first after the leadoff strikeout to Ryland Moses, who leads the club with runs, hits, doubles, on base average, batting average. That ball's hit well out to right center field, and if it's high enough, it's going to get out of here, and it will for a 3-run Chick-fil-A of Rivergate home run. A good start for the Rhythm here in the top of the first inning. Hudson Separulo sends one out of here to right center field. See if I can get you the measurements as the last time that I looked these up for Low House Field. It's the smallest venue in the Ohio Valley League. Eddie says, where'd you get these grown men? We got a big team this year, Eddie. Let's get those runs on the board and get those runners off as Barrett Brown steps to the plate. 3 in, 1 out. He pops one up to the left side, and it will get out of play. AAA autoglass foul ball. We went and looked for him, Eddie, on the football teams. He said, where'd you get these grown men? Separulo now with 2 home runs. Todd Bozeman and Rowland. Back-to-back-to-back hits. Brought to you by Twin Oaks Storage. Oh, you got the wrong. Now it's going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes. I had the wrong count up there. 350 down the left field line. That's what I calculated. I don't think they have anything on any of the walls here. 360 in what would be left center field. 370 in the deepest part of left center field, because dead center field is actually a little closer. That's a swing and a miss on the 2-2, and Brown goes down swinging. Switch hitting catcher, batting left-handed. See his dad Brian is here. Don't know if anybody else made the trek. 2 outs now, 3 runs in on back-to-back-to-back hits. Brought to you by Twin Oaks Storage. As Cason Hill steps to the plate. Looks at a strike on the outside corner. 372 left center field, which is the deepest according to my Google Earth. 335 to dead center field. Right center field is 270. That one's fouled off the facade. And Dickinson getting ahead 0-2. 225 is what it is down the right field line. 225, and then a 60-foot high fence that is supposed to guard the public safety building that's just beyond the right field fence. A lot of balls land on top of it. Oh, Cason Hill could not hold up. No, the first base umpire says he didn't go. That might have been a gift right there to Cason. He might have got one there. Eddie gives me the head shake. He says, yeah. I didn't get the umpires' names here. That's ground ball right back up the middle. Kicks off of the water spigot, and the throw is wide. That will be an error on the shortstop. That allows Hill to reach. Kuhn had a nice, easy play there. He just pulled Chase Cameron off the base. And Jay Fuller will step to the plate from not Twin Oaks, but Oak Grove, Alabama. All right, Jay, make it hurt. Get you something to pull, right? Right-handed hitters or pitchers don't really like to pitch to left-handed hitters here. Isaiah, that is a short field, 225. You're going to call yard card, Isaiah. Runner from first takes off, pitches outside, throw down. Standing is Kaysen Hill. Sees the ball go into center field and for some reason stays. I'm not sure why he went in standing. But he picks up another century steal of second base. Second steal of the inning, and I believe that is his fifth. He leads the club 5 out of 6. Two ball, no strike count to the Rhythm right fielder, Jay Fuller. Now it's 3-0. Dickinson looks in for the sign. He has it and delivers. It is high. 4-pitch walk to Jay Fuller. Isaiah, he didn't even get to swing it. Bubba Perry says, swing away. You got to have something somewhat close to the plate, though, Bubba. You don't swing at every stinking softball pitch thrown up there, do you? Bubba Perry is a multi-talented individual, if you haven't met him. And there's nobody that doesn't love Bubba Perry. And if you haven't met him, shame on you. He's the everywhere man. Used to be Rick Regan, used to be America's guest. Well, that should be Bubba Perry. You got to come up and be on the broadcast at home one time, Bubba, and let the people meet you. Cam Suggs at the plate. 2 on, 2 out, 3 in, and he nearly gets plunked. So an unsuccessful mound visit by the catcher. Suggs, the son of Cam and Jessica Suggs, now committed to Volunteer State Community College. That's where I'm going to be taking my annual leave to. Starts to go, and the pitch is in there for a called strike. I'm going to call 6 games in the Tennessee Baseball Coaches Association High School Showcase that is being held at Vol State at the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex right on campus there in Gallatin. 2 games tomorrow, 4 on Wednesday. That's a slow roller to the right side. Owen Phillips over, and his throw goes to the pitcher. I think he saw too much orange uniform over there and couldn't pick out which one. Hey, I don't have 3 cameras. Well, I apologize. I got a 4-camera switcher, and I hit camera number 3. So I'll describe it again. Regardless, there are bases loaded. Another error allows Suggs on. Slowly hit ground ball to the right side. Second baseman Owen Phillips came over. The pitcher, Dickinson, started to come over in case he needed to be helped on fielding. There's a ground ball right up the middle, and making the play is Kuhn to retire Ryder Blanchard on he hits into a fielder's choice. Suggs out 6-4 for the final out. The Rhythm send 9 to the plate, score 3, leave 3 on base, and there were 3 hits, 2 errors, a lot. Every category filled up on your score sheet. The Rhythm, after 1/2 inning, lead 3-0. See if I can fix that Zoom camera, and we'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here. We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
All right, let's see if that one dials in a little bit better. Maybe so. All right, now that's what we're going to go and work with on our Zoom. So you see Jackson Stoddard out there. Goddard. Sometimes I like to call him Stoddard. He goes with the Jackson better. Old people, man, their memories aren't as good as they used to be. There's Brian Brown sitting down, catching some sun on his legs. Not going to be happy with that throw, Barrett. Jonathan Huffam saying vamos ritmo. That's ritmo. When you go vamos, you got to go ritmo, Jonathan. You're right, Bubba. Good inning there. All right, where are we? Eddie Crittenden being mean to me over there, telling me I was in his space. Thomas Kuhn leading off. And Goddard delivers a called strike. Jackson, an incoming freshman to Belmont, just finished his high school career up at Liberty Creek. So you got a couple of recent high school grads as the battery tonight. Goddard from Liberty Creek and Barrett Brown from White House catches a called strike. Jackson's third start. Delivered 6 innings, I believe, in his first start and 4 at home in his second start. Let's see if he can go 5 or so as that pitch is fouled off our home plate umpire and gets Karams up onto the roof. Barrett Brown immediately turns around to check on him. Barrett, he is got a little wrap around that left forearm. He took a spike to the forearm the last time he played back at home, and he had to go get stitched up. 35 stitches. That's what we're going with. It's not the truth. I told him, you can't go into the story and come out and say the actual truth on that. Because what is going wrong with my scoreboard again? 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count. And no outs. Now a Full Count Ministries full count. Telling you, I hate when I get on the road and all of a sudden the gremlins start showing up. All right. The Fullers are coming up. Full Count Ministries full count. It's a walk to Thomas Kuhn. Now the former Motlow State Buck, and I'm not sure if he is committed anywhere or not. Eddie won't know. I was going to say, Isaiah, I wasn't going to say anything there about your directional information. That pitch misses outside. Eddie, do you know if Nick Causey has committed to go anywhere yet? You don't get that intel? You're not on that? He's not in that circle. That's on the outside corner, called strike. Great year for Motlow State. I know he's been there for 2 years. Might have had a redshirt year there as well. Pitch gets to the backstop and runner stays at first. So no wild pitch or pass ball. Causey's hometown is Madison, Alabama. He's a rising junior. I looked up his stats last time. He had a really good year. That's right. Well, apparently not. It's down the middle. Just may have been a little high. And Goddard struggling with control here early. Had a full count walk, and now 3-1 is fouled off and out of play. AAA autoglass foul ball, and we'll have another Full Count Ministries full count. Goddard had 6 walks in those 10 innings, so he's not completely dialed in. Runner from first takes off, and nope, it's a strike him out there. I thought the pitch was down, but that's a Corson Fire and Security strikeout. Throw down to second, not in time. And now Easton Sullivan will step in. We are playing 2 7-inning games in the doubleheader today. Easton Sullivan steps in. He's the catcher. Man, fastball right on the inside corner. Nan watching from Madisonville, Kentucky. Barrett Brown's grandma. She checks in on Facebook on the reg. If you're not up on the slang, that means on the regular. That's lined out to right center field. That's going to get down and drive in a run. It will kick off the fence, and that's a single and an RBI for Sullivan as he just went with the pitch. Never did put the runner at second. I thought I did. I think that's what happened with my. Now I'm going to put him back at first, put the run up on the board. I got to talk to myself through this score bug here for a while. So a walk, a strikeout, and a single mixed in with a stolen base in there as the rotor's on the board. Caleb Warren looks at a slider outside for ball 1. From Westminster College, hometown is Lexington, South Carolina. That's a called strike at the knees. I am having audio mixer problems here. I'm going to have to get, I've said this before, I have to get a new power cord for it. It's one of those, you got to hold it just right. That's going to get off the fence down the right field. Fuller gets to it quickly and gets it back in, and that's a long single. Runners now at first and second. Goddard's Granny from Gallatin. I like the 3 G's there. Doesn't work so good if I call him Stoddard, though, does it? Left-handed hitter Jacob Lott, who's hit a few home runs here in his time with the Rotors. Stands in. We need to do that double play as a swing and a miss from Lott. Oh, now my other knee's hurting. Falling apart. You get the Medicare, you start falling apart. Popped up on the left side. That's going to be playable for Gabe Jenkins. And he will make the catch for out number 2. Ellis Hurt, the former Trevecca Trojan, stands in now at Kentucky Wesleyan. At least he was last year. So he went from purple to purple. It's his second year with the Rotors. It's at least his 3rd year in the OVL. I believe he played with the Henderson Flash a couple of years ago. Might be 4 years in. What's the 3 for? Okay. So that was before we got there. He's been with y'all half this year? Okay. It was the year before we left that he was with Henderson, right? That's line in the right field. And I keep hitting camera number 3, and there's not one. That's going to be an RBI single for Hurt. She goes to the right side. We need to put something over those other 2 camera buttons. Don't know why I'm struggling with that. Runner's still at first and second. Looks like it might be a high-scoring affair tonight. Another left-handed hitter stands in. Owen Phillips, I believe he's now former Cleveland State Cougar. Goddard 6'3", 180 pounds, from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Wants to major in sports marketing. Swing and a miss. Rich Goddard's dad lives in Portland, Tennessee. Missy Lozano is his mother. She lives in Hendersonville. Tyler and James, his brothers. Grandpa in Gallatin, and we've already heard from Granny in Gallatin. Now, he doesn't have anybody named Granny on when I asked him. I said, what do you call your grandma in Gallatin? He says, Grandma. What do you call your other grandma in Gallatin? Call her Nani. So, you said Granny. I need to know which one you are, Fran Jackson. That's going to be a hit by a pitch. And the bases are loaded. Somebody's going to have to come out and chat. And that's Josh Carman's going to come out of the Rhythm dugout and have a confab. Nobody loosening yet in the Rhythm bullpen. As the 8th batter in the lineup will come to the plate. Chase Cameron. So a walk, a strikeout, a single, another single, a fly out, and a single. Have scored the first 2 runs. Now a hit by pitch has loaded the bases. Chase Cameron comes to the plate. Cameron from Puryear, Tennessee, Southwest Tennessee Community College. The Salukis is where he played, I think, or he's going to play. Says he's a first baseman and an outfielder. Says he's a sophomore. Well, I could pull up his stats, but that'd be too much work in the middle of the game. Again, playing in one of the more unusual stadiums, it's basically a rectangle. The right field wall goes straight out from about 225 feet away from home plate out to about 370, which is just on the left field side of center field. And a left-handed hitter right back to Goddard. It hits off his left forearm. That's going to score a run. Suggs does not throw the ball, and Goddard's looking into the dugout. And that may mean that Goddard's going to have to come out. It's on his glove arm. Chase Cameron hit an absolute seed right back at Jackson. Josh Carman out to check on him. I'm not sure if the Rotors have a trainer or not, but I mean, nobody's got a Brad Swope. Jack Smith being called from behind home plate where he was charting pitches. Ryan Sweeney, Coach Sweeney, comes out of the dugout and tells Jax, hey, get down there and start getting loose. There's a right-hander I can see him standing there, and I can't see who it is. It might be Gus Daniels. Since he's 6'7", I can see him over the dugout that's to my right. If Jackson is taken out of the game, they would give his replacement as much time as needed. Jackson looks like he's going to stay in the game. He's going to try to gut it out. Mike Sanders watching from Ormond Beach, Florida. Mike, who are you looking forward to seeing when you come up from Ormond Beach, Florida on July 4th? Aunt Deb Goddard also watching. I got to get my Facebook back up. I don't have enough devices going. And apparently unfazed, he delivers a called strike to Matt Herlick, the center fielder. So both teams have sent 9 batters to the plate to this point. Herlick from the College of Worcester, that's in Ohio. Hometown of New York, New York. Does not offer. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. 4 hits in the inning for the Rotors. 2-1 pitch. Just down. Mary Winscott is grandma watching Jackson G. That's Jackson Grant. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And we'll have a bases loaded Full Count Ministries full count. It's a full count rhythm, full count, Eddie. That's right. And they always go our way because we love Jesus. Oh, not this time, Eddie says. Ball 4 inside. An RBI walk for Matt Herlick. That's the second walk of the inning. Ellis Hurt comes across. He could just jog. Now Owen Phillips at third, Chase Cameron at second, and Thomas Kuhn, who walked to lead off the game. So the first base coach is coming to have to get rid of all of the equipment that he's accumulated down at first base. These guys that have walked and gotten hit. Let's see who that is. Number 37, Dane Lynn, right-handed pitcher from Jackson State, hometown of Paducah, Kentucky. Hands those off to the catcher, Easton Sullivan, for some reason. Micah, that's why I didn't know your name. That's fouled off and out of play. Number 12, Micah Sanders from Erskine College. His hometown is Ormond Beach. Goddard trying to get out of a mess. Nice stop there on the spiked breaking pitch. Eddie over here rooting for walks. They're looking for a win any way they can get it, he says. It's fisted. That pop up in the infield. And on comes Cason Hill to make the catch for the final out. 10 come to the plate. 4 cross it meaningfully. They're all earned runs. 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. 7 runs scored in the first. But the Rotors scored 4 of them. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Full Count Rhythm Baseball with my grandpa, Tim Reese, on the Full Count Sports Network.
Little E, get him in early. 5:37. He's got a couple hours before bedtime. Little Eli Wilson Reese. My other grandson, Reese Snapka, who was up for a couple days of the kids' camp and then had to go home to play some baseball. Played 8 games of baseball from Thursday to Sunday down in Starkville, Mississippi at an 8U tournament. He did so well in the first couple of games, they moved him up to the 3-hole spot, and he delivered. Although they just could not get over the hump on the old Starkville Tigers. They lost twice to the Tigers, and the Caledonia 8U squad out of Caledonia, Mississippi, came in 3rd place. All right, the Rhythm have some work to do. Luka Dickinson back out on the mound. He's going to face Rylan Moses here. He pops up. Third baseman Nick Causey is going to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the second. Moses now 0 for 2. Ryland 16 hits on the season. Not going to see him go 0 for. Did he had 4 hits. I'm going to have to put him on the list for 4 or more hits in Rhythm history. Hadn't happened a lot. Gabe Jenkins takes a called strike. Yeah, Moses was 4 for 5. That one gets up, and will it clear? It will not. Heading to second is Jenkins, and the throw is going to be in time, and he doesn't slide either. Not sure if a slide would have got him or not, but somebody needs to clue these guys in on the Rotors know how to play that wall. So Gabe picks up his second hit of the game, but he is retired trying to stretch it into a little Debbie double. 9-6 is how you score that one. Nathan Rowland stands in. Swings at a first pitch and fouls it right by Jimmy Gamboa down at third base. Yeah, their right fielder is playing very shallow. Just even if I moved that camera over, that's a wooden beam that's right on the right side of your screen. Can't seem to position my camera just right. Can you see it? I'll move over to the wide one if let me tell you what. Fouled off. That's I'll stay on the zoomed one, which I think is the left one. If you want to just move the one your camera that's on the right there, you can just move the legs of it if you want. Hang on just a second. Let me get into my studio mode and see. Whoops. Apparently that's not working. Inside pitch to Roland. I'll do it at the end at the half inning, Eddie. Thanks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Broken bat. That's going to be a foul ball, and a new twig is what Roland's going to look for. New old hickory steel press bat is that got in on his hands. Count does remain 1 ball, 2 strikes. I might could see Did you move it already? Okay. Move it back just a hair. I can see it a little bit. Keep going right there. Right there. I think I can still see third base. There we go. So the count is 2 balls. I thought it was. Pitch in the dirt. All natural surface here. Full Count Ministries, full count with 2 out and nobody on. After a pop out, and Jenkins thrown out at second after the single off the screen in right field. Out in front of that pitch, and Roland is retired on the third strikeout by Luka Dickinson. Rotors come in 2-9. They are ready to win some games. It's going to be a tough one here. Doubleheader here at Fulton. It gets early quick in a 7-inning ball game. Trail 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the second.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Head to the bottom of the second, and we have a Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen. Jackson Goddard will go the 1 inning. Finished with 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned. Walked 2, struck out 1, and hit a batter, faced 10 in his 1 inning of work. Jax Smith, we move from Jackson to just Jax. He's a Southwest Tennessee Saluki. Jax, J-A-X, Eddie Smith. 5'10", 170-pound left-hander, rising sophomore. Jax Smith. I just told him that. He's an old guy. I mean, he had that stupefied look on his face. I just got done telling him the name, and he forgot it. I gave you a roster. Oh, Eddie. He's from Hendersonville, Tennessee, Davidson Academy grad. And now he's a Saluki. Got an aviation major at Southwest Tennessee, the son of Eddie and Angie Smith, brother to Jake. He will face 2, 3, and 4 here in the bottom of the second. Lefty versus righty. Nick Causey struck out. Pitch gets in there on the inside corner. Keep hearing a computer sound. I hope that's not me. I hope that's Eddie. Chopper to the right side. Casey Hill gloves and throws right to Hudson Separillo for the out. Good start to the bottom of the second. You got to be careful here. The right fielder, not the right fielder who's playing in far right, the experienced right fielder or the knowledgeable right fielder can throw you out at first base. Jay actually is probably playing a little bit too deep out there in right field based on where Jacob Lott, the Rotors right fielder, plays. He basically plays a deep second base because anything over his head is probably going to be off that wall anyway. And you can get back there pretty quick. 225 if you're just joining me. It's 225 down that right field line with about a 60-foot fence going across it. As Smith has now gone behind 3 balls and no strikes. Jack's on for his 5th appearance. Has just walked Sullivan on 4 straight. That's Easton Sullivan at first. Now Caleb Warren, the DH, steps to the plate. Smith, 7 innings in those 4 appearances before today. 6 hits, 2 runs that were earned, walked 6, struck out 3. Looking for a double play ball here. Pours a strike right in. Has 1 win. He's 1-0 with a 2.57 ERA. Warren singled and scored in the first. Not only were you late, but you were wrong. Oh, Eddie. You know what? Eddie's got the thought process like I do. You can't fire me. I quit. Short lead at first base. Jack Smith delivers. And it's another broken bat. The ball goes to the right. A piece of the bat goes to the left. Caleb Warren had no idea where the ball was. He looked left. The home plate umpire scratching his left arm. He might have gotten hit. I don't know if he got hit by the bat or the ball. He is rubbing his right forearm and went back to collect his indicator, balls and strikes indicator. Now looks like he lost his contacts back there. Third base umpire comes in to check on the base or the home plate umpire. Looks like everybody's okay. And it's as the dust settles, no balls and 2 strikes to the DH. Jacob Lott on deck. Easton Sullivan, the catcher, staying pretty close to first with the left-hander on the mound, and he delivers. It's down low. Low House Field in Fulton, Kentucky, right on the Kentucky-Tennessee line. And that's a hit by pitch. Caleb Warren tried to dance out of the way of that one, but couldn't skip that rope. You do not want to be putting guys on base here. A lot of home runs hit in Low House Field. Jacob Lott flew out to left field first time he came up. First game of the doubleheader. Game 2 will start approximately 30 minutes after game 1 concludes. Another fly ball to left field. Jacob Lott is saying, "What are you doing? It's the wrong way to go." Out number 2 is Gabe Jenkins makes the catch. I've been the only broadcaster for Full Count Rhythm on any road game. So I've been to Fulton, Kentucky to watch rhythm games. This is the 6th year now. I don't recall a ball going out of here to left field. It's only, 350 is a pretty decent poke. It's 345 at Drake's Creek Field where the Rhythm home is. Jonas Smithson said he remembered one going out of here. I believe it was the first year. Hayden Miller, he said, cleared the building out in dead left field or down the left field line, which is probably 350 to the wall out there, 355. Off the end of the bat, that's going to be to Jack Smith. If he can pick it up, he does, and underhands to Separulo for the final out. I don't remember that home run. I'm sure I was here for it, but I don't remember it. It may not have been broadcast. It may have been so early in the Rhythm year that I didn't broadcast the first couple of away games. But I have not seen very many to left field. There's a bunch that go out of here to right, typically, but not many to left for some reason. Well, we're through two. Neither team scores in their half of the second. We'll give it a try in the top of the third right after this short break.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Corson Fire and Security.
Man, oh man, this is frustrating. I guess I need a break already. We're on game number 12, and I'm already talking about that. Fat finger in the commercials. Hudson Separulo to lead off. Luka Dickinson on the mound. Takes ball one. Hudson hit a 3-run homer out of here, and he hits that one off the end of the bat over to Causey at third. And if he could, he'd ask for a mulligan there. But you can't. Even Ryan Sweeney can't get a mulligan. So after hitting the ball about 370 feet, maybe, never saw it get over the fence. I just used the context clues from my vantage point. Separulo hit his second. That's the only runs of the game so far for the Rhythm. They left 3 on board in the top of that first. Barrett Brown struck out in the first. Hoping to have a little better result here. This is the outside corner for a called strike. Barrett playing in his 7th game, hitting .250. He's got 4 hits. All singles. Picked up a couple of RBIs. Has walked 4 times. Also been plunked twice. And he just plunked himself there on a swinging foul ball. You get enough off your body as a catcher, you don't want to do it to yourself. He does have the front leg shin guard on his right foot. It's a switch hitter. He's got to have 2 of everything. He's got to have a right-handed bat. He's got to have a left-handed bat, because they're not the same. You may think they are, but if you go into a store and ask for a left-handed bat, you know, some places, the good places, know what you're talking about. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm just joking, of course. They're all the same. It's like getting some blinker fluid. Tried to catch that outside corner. Barrett thought about going after it, but home plate umpire said nope. And a Full Count Ministries full count with 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the third. Luka Dickinson comes low and inside, and Barrett Brown will take a walk. Second walk of the game by Dickinson. He had to pitch to 3 extra batters in that first inning because of an error. Then allowed a walk, and then there was another error, but with the bases loaded, he was able to get Ryder Blanchard ground into a fielder's choice. Kaysen Hill just took a home run cut. Came up empty. Kaysen was hot early, throw over to first. He's now playing in his 9th game. Joel Chandler not playing for the first time this year. He has a mid-body injury. Hill fouls that one back. He's on the trip, but went to Absolute Wellness, I think, today to see if they could help. That's popped out to shallow right field. Lott won't have any issue with the fence there, and he makes the catch. There's now 2 outs. Do want to thank Corey Crowley and Anthony Ramos over at Absolute Wellness for their support of Full Count Rhythm Baseball. Jay Fuller walked in the first. Look, it's his 5th straight pitch out of the zone. He has not had much to look at. Picked up his 6th walk of the year. He picks one up there. Jacob Lotz is watching that one sail out of here. His first big fly in a Full Count Rhythm uniform. He finally got a pitch to hit, and he just gave the Rhythm a lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. That might have gone over the safety building, public safety building. Joel Chandler called yard card. I assume that was for Jay Fuller, and you're a winner. So a walk and a big fly by Jay Fuller, his first of the year. That's got to feel good. Run number 1, RBIs 2 and 3 to give Full Count the lead. 5-4, Cam Suggs at the plate. Looks at a pitch down. I'm telling you, I don't know how Fulton gets pitchers to come here. But they do. Chopper to third base. Causey on one hop. He throws and may have been bobbled. Let's see if they want to check with the home plate umpire. First base umpire says no, he had it. It had to be dug out of there by Chase Cameron on a low throw by Nick Causey. But a 2-run home run by Jay, period. Could be called Jeremiah Fuller, he said. But it's not really J-A-Y. It is Jay. Just Jay. He hits his first of the year and drives Barrett Brown in. We give the Rhythm a 5-4 lead as we head to the bottom half of the 3rd. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Chandler with the yard card. Successful, our first successful yard card of the year, as he prognosticates the home run by Jay Fuller. Joel Chandler the first. I got to believe Joel Chandler the second is in the dugout and he's not watching on Facebook. I don't think the young guys are on Facebook at all. Joel Chandler down in Fairhope, Alabama, or where did I see? I saw something, some other, Mobile. Did I see Mobile when you chimed in the other day? I think so. Owen Phillips can now hold up on the first pitch by Jax for the next. Smith ground ball diving attempt by Blanchard. That will sneak into first base. Hudson Separulo standing all over first base, not giving Owen Phillips any room to step on that base. And it's not like Phillips wants to pound right into Separulo. There's a little bit of a size difference there. Can't sit on a one-run lead in Fulton. Chase Cameron had an infield single. That was off of Goddard's arm. He stayed in and walked the batter and got a pop out. Did complete the first inning, but he came out. Not sure if it was effectiveness or the injury. I'm sure he needs to get some ice on that thing. Breaking pitch, either high or inside or both. He's caught a ball. Throw over. Aunt Kathy was watching Jackson Goddard from Spartanburg. Sorry you didn't get to see him pitch a little bit longer. Tapper fouled the plate. Back in 2021, this was the site where Luke Sennard delivered the most strikeouts in a game by any Rhythm pitcher to date. 15 rotors he set down in 6 innings. That ball's hit high. If it's fair, it's trouble. It will not stay fair. Not hit especially hard. It was high, and it would have got out of here, but probably wouldn't have gone 315 feet. That goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Joel Chandler actually says he's in Nashville. Didn't want to come up, watch him sit on the bench. Swing and a miss on the 2-2 and a Corson. Fire and security strikeout. First of the game by Jax Smith. And that's the first out. Here in the third. And the number 9 hole hitter, Matt Herlick, will step to the plate. He sees a strike, lefty on lefty matchup. Gabe Jenkins in left, Rylan Moses, the center fielder. Jay Fuller, the backup second baseman, out in right field. We'll go right to left. Hudson Separulo, Cason Hill at second. Ryder Blanchard at shortstop. And down at third is Cam Suggs. Behind the plate, Barrett Brown. It drilled into right center field. That's going to split the gap right off the wall, which helps. And the throw goes all the way to third. Not the right place, probably. As cruising into second on the throw goes Matt Herlick. They'll probably give him a double, but it's going to be a single and move to second on the throw. Runners now at second and third. Throw should have gone to second right there. But Rylan, I think, thought he could have thrown out Phillips, but Phillips runs pretty well. Now to the top of the order, Thomas Kuhn with 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. Corners are in for the Rhythm. Kuhn originally from Holmes Community College, now playing at Erskine, and he lines one right to Suggs, who makes a catch on the line drive and a diving attempt back to third base. But Owen Phillips does not get off far enough. And a good shot by Kuhn. He got some wood on it, but right at Suggs. So now 2 outs, 2 on, and Nick Causey, who's 0 for 2, stands in. There, Brown tried to stick and move that pitch, but home plate umpire says no, that's outside. Jack's trying to retire Causey, so a couple of TCC combatants. There is a breaking pitch. It's called a strike. So Saluki against the Buck. Southwest Tennessee versus Motlow. Wonder if they faced each other in the spring. That's hit over to right field, but Fuller's coming in, and he's going to make the catch. As Jack Smith leaves 2 on, 2 singles for the Rotors, but nobody pushed across. And that is the advantage to being able to play shallow in right field. So now we're after 3, but we're only playing 7 here. As Yogi says, it gets late early in a 7-inning game. We'll be right back.
At the Hendersonville Firefighters Association, IAFF Local 3460, we believe our mission goes beyond the firehouse. It's about serving people, strengthening our community, and sharing hope. That's why we're proud to support Full Count Ministries and their dedication to developing athletes, building character, and spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. Whether on the field or in the community, we stand united in sharing the good news and making a lasting impact. Hendersonville Firefighters Association, Local 3460, proudly supporting Full Count Ministries. Go Rhythm!
This is Reese Snapper. You are listening to Full Count Rhythm Baseball with my grandpa, Tim Reese, on the Full Count Sports Network.
It's the 8U All-Star. After 8 games in 4 days, coach said, we're still practicing Monday night. Told my daughter, I said, I don't believe he'd be practicing with my kid. 100 plus feels like temperature in Starkville this past weekend. And 4 games and then 3 on Sunday. I believe I'd be taking me Monday off. What's the matter with coaches these days? I have no idea why you need to play that much baseball, practice that much at 8U. If they love playing enough, they can practice in their yard with their dad or their mom. Don't give me a microphone. Ryder Blanchard to lead off. He's got a nice bright sky blue bat he's using. When you're closer to the field, like I am here at Fulton, you get to notice stuff like that, and he has to turn away from an inside fastball. Ryder from LSU Eunice. He hits one right back up the middle, gloved by Owen Phillips, and he throws on to first and just gets Blanchard. What a play by Phillips. That ball was smoked off the bat. Phillips with a dive, rights himself and throws Blanchard out. Put a star by that one. Route number 1 here in the 4th. Luka Dickinson still on the mound. As Rylan Moses steps in, he's not had much success with Dickinson, and I think he got hit. He called that a strike? I thought it hit him. He called us. He's pretty close on that back foot. He's leaning over the plate, but I think he's trying to get whatever maybe on the outside corner. This is still the first game, Devin. We have game number 2 to follow. 1-1 pitch. Devin Neely checking in. And that's popped up into shallow right field. Jacob Lott says, I got that one, and he does. Rylan Moses maybe thinking a little bit too much about that wall out there. Pops out to the right fielder. He's 0 for 3. Gabe Jenkins 2 for 2, steps to the plate. Singled and scored in the first, picked up a century steal of second base in the first. Singled off the right field wall in the second. Takes a swing at a high breaking pitch, comes up empty. And Jacob Lott played that well off that wall. Jenkins thought, if he gets over the right fielder's head, surely I'm going to go to second. And he was thrown out. Oh, that's the pitch you wanted on that first swing. Jenkins now down in the count, 0-2. .62, 185 pounders, rising sophomore from Virginia as Dickinson steps on a fastball inside. Now Urbana, Virginia, son of Greg and Gina Jenkins. He's got a grandma in Mechanicsville. Still Papa and Nana in Abingdon as that's fouled off to the right side. Ava Dorn, our clock operator, back at the press box. She's checking in on the YouTube along with her older sister, Vanessa. They both say, well, one says, let's go rhythm, and one just says, go rhythm. One has a complete sentence. Popped up. That might be playable over to the right side. Cameron is in foul territory. He makes the catch outside of your viewing area. A 1-2-3 inning for Luka Dickinson. All of Rhythm's runs have scored via the home run. A 3-run homer by Hudson Separillo in the first, and a 2-run shot by Jay Fuller in the third. We're going to head to the bottom of the fourth with a 5-4 lead on a 7-inning ball game. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here.
Compliant with code. If you're a facility manager or building owner, you've heard the term plenty of times. At Corson Fire and Security, we work to keep buildings compliant with the most demanding code of all, our own. We've been protecting people and property since before most of today's codes were even written. And what we've learned along the way makes us the best choice to partner with for the future. Corson Fire and Security, celebrating 70 years. Learn more at corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Tim Reese on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Those of you listening in, our Rhythm fans, then take note. Tomorrow we'll be back home, and Zach Williams, I'm hoping, is going to be broadcasting the game from Drakes Creek Park. The Madisonville Miners come in. We got to change that on our website. If Brooke Carmen's listening in, it's spelling the Miners, M-I-N-O-R-S, on the website schedule. They are not young people. They are like they're mining for gold. That's M-I-N-E-R-S. I don't know how that gets up there on the website. Anyway, I digress. As Easton Sullivan takes ball one, swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. He's been on base both times, singled and drove in a run in the first. He went off the wall in right center. He also drew a walk in the second, but was stranded. So tomorrow, Zach Williams will be in for me on the broadcast. And then on Wednesday, Rhythm will travel to Henderson, and we will not have, there's nobody to broadcast on the road other than me. Nobody else knows the equipment that's willing to go on the road. So the Henderson Flash have a broadcast 2-2. I'll have to find it. I think it's on WSON on their website. I think that's their local radio station, as we have a Full Count Ministries Full Count. And then Thursday is an off day. That happens to be when I'll start my sick leave. That is popped up to the right side. That'll get out of play. A full count first pitch foul ball. I will have my knee surgery Thursday and hoping on a quick recovery, at least where I can climb some steps to get into the Rhythm press box for the following Monday. Sullivan continues to foul pitches off. Incoming freshman. He's from Greenfield High School, Sharon, Tennessee. It's in West Tennessee. Heading to Delta State, the information that I pulled up said. Full count pitch. Jack Smith trying to retire him and just misses outside. And that's the second walk for Sullivan. Second time that he's faced Jacks. So on the Friday following, so this coming Friday, June 19th, I'm efforting to get, and I think Zach has agreed to come back to broadcast that home game again. Then there'll be 2 road games, Saturday and Sunday, at Hoptown and then at Madisonville. That's fouled out of play by Caleb Warren. And both those venues have video broadcasts now. Hoptown's been doing video broadcasts for longer than I've been in the league. They've got a good young broadcaster to join Joe Wilson. Got named Colin Carithers, who's wants to be a play-by-play guy. He goes to school at somewhere in the Midwest, not Nebraska. It might be Kansas. 0-2 pitch coming from Jack Smith. Nice stop by Brown behind the plate on that pitch in the dirt. Could not get Warren to fish. So Hoptown should have good broadcast there. Madisonville's, it's their first year for their video. I know they have a radio broadcast, and that is right over the head of Warren, who had to duck out of the way. He got hit by a pitch last time, but that was in the feet area. Now the count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. So I'm going to come back as quickly as I can. If it's a chance that I can come back on a road game, I obviously need a lot of help setting it up. That ball's drilled in the left field. That's a base hit. Runners going to be on first and second. Jacob Lott will come to the plate. 7th hit of the game for the Rotors. Puts runners at first and second, nobody out. Caleb Warren now 2 for 2. Lott's 0 for 2. A couple fly balls to left field. Playing with fire when he steps to the plate. He also was formerly at Holmes Community College, just like Thomas Kuhn. And they're both now at Erskine. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. So if you're confused, you can send me an email and I'll tell you my schedule. Send it to treesports@gmail.com. Sandra Crouch from Mechanicsville, Virginia, checking in. And that's, I think that hit him. Jacob Lott coming out of there like it didn't now, but I thought he looked like an old man and was acting like he got hit. But that's going to be a See a wild pitch. Let me see if I can see that on. Nope. Yep, that's a wild pitch. Now runners at second and third. That's going to catch the corner. So Warren down at second and Easton Sullivan at third. Again, corners in. Breaking pitch just slides outside. 2 balls, 2 strike count. On deck is Ellis Hurt. Be my first time in 6 years to take a break like this. That's lined out to center field. Rylan Moses can't get it. He's going to get it back in quickly, though. The game is now tied on an RBI single by Jacob Lott. Knew you couldn't hold him down. He's a good hitter. Josh Carman out of the Rhythm dugout. We might have a Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen, and we will. He's made the move. So we will take a break, tell you about the new pitcher when we return right here on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
At the Hendersonville Firefighters Association, IAFF Local 3460, we believe our mission goes beyond the firehouse. It's about serving people, strengthening our community, and sharing hope. That's why we're proud to support Full Count Ministries and their dedication to developing athletes, building character, and spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. Whether on the field or in the community, we stand united in sharing the good news and making a lasting impact. Hendersonville Firefighters Association, Local 3460, proudly supporting Full Count Ministries. Go Rhythm!
This is Son Snacka. You're listening to Full Count Rhythm Baseball with my grandpa.
Hey, that's me. I'm her grandpa. That's little Sloaney. Gus Daniels is our Hendersonville Firefighter Association call to the bullpen. He's wearing Mahoney Donnick's number still. We'll have to check to see if that's going to be a change or not, but he is on in relief with runners at first and third. Sorry. Yes, first and third. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth in a tie ball game. I believe my score bug reflects all that. Gus Daniels, 6'7", 220 pounds, right-hander. Incoming freshman to Bellarmine, so he and Barrett Brown, who's behind the plate, both heading to Bellarmine in Louisville, Kentucky. Coming up this fall, Gus Daniels is from Fort Thomas, Kentucky. Went to Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy. Matthew, his dad, lives in Mount Lookout. That's in the Cincinnati proper. His mother, Jennifer Daniels, lives in Fort Thomas, Kentucky. He is the brother to Jasper. Got a grandpa in Cincinnati and a nana in Cincinnati. Grandma and grandpa in Alpharetta, Georgia. Another grandma in Alpharetta. And I'm reading because I haven't typed it yet. His older brother plays baseball at Heidelberg, which is in Tiffin, Ohio. Division III school. He said he lived in Cincinnati most of his life. First pitch he delivers to Hurt is outside corner for a called strike. Public address announcers are not allowed to talk to the umpires from the, that's not professional, Eddie. Eddie is a Rotor fan through and through. It don't matter what he's doing. Trying to get the strikeout, but got to dial in strike 2. Why is your scoreboard? There we go. Come on, scoreboard, man. He can't even say he's young. 1-1 pitch. Runners at the corners. Downstairs. It's pretty easy when a man's 6'7". Ellis Hurts 1 for 2. Played with a bunch of these guys over here in the first base dugout at Trevecca. Jonas Smithson, Ryan Sweeney. Nick Krupp's been there, I think, since Hurt was last at Trevecca. He's now at Kentucky Wesleyan. Swings and misses at a breaking pitch. Josh Carmen's been assistant coach there. Was there when Ellis Hurt was at Trevecca. Hurt from, I think he's from Pegram. Swing and a miss on the 2-2. And there's a Corson strikeout for out number 1. Just what Gus Daniels needed when he comes in off the bench. Swinging strikeout. Jack Smith goes 2 innings, 2+, faced 3 in this inning, walked 1, gave up 2 singles. His left-handed hitting Owen Phillips steps to the plate. Now the Rhythm needed a ground ball to a middle infielder. Or 3 of those. Jax gives up 4 hits. To this point, only 1 run. The 2 runners on base are his responsibility. 5-5, game 1 of the doubleheader. Is that a foul tip off the mitt? Or maybe it was just off the mitt and down. I've got a big pole right between the pitcher and the plate. And so I'm struggling. I'm just off to the right of home plate. And the pole you see there to the right, that's what's right in front of me. 1-1 runner goes. Pitch is a strike, and the throw down is just in front of the base. It'll be a stolen bag. The runner stays at third. So there goes the conventional double play. Good thing I didn't use my yard card. Runners at second and third. Infield drawn in now. So we are late in the game. Ground ball, that's going to get on through. Get back to first, Hudson. Mike could have thrown the runner out at first, but instead it's a single, drives in a run. And the Rotors lead 6-5. Our first baseman forgot where he was. I was wondering if he could throw him out at first base. Is that what you're talking about? He wasn't going to throw him out from home or to home. Now Chase Cameron, the first baseman, stands in. Rotors, another left-handed batter, which if you're going to recruit, which you do, you need to recruit left-handed batters here. It's another full day event for me to go back and see year to year which team led the OVL in home runs. I think you can bet that it's probably Fulton Railroaders. Did about 8 or 9 hours of research yesterday on Sunday while I was sitting around not hurting my knee, hopping off of first, but getting back as Phillips, and now 3-ball, no strike count with the number 9 batter, Herlick, at the plate. The conventional double play is in play now with a runner at first base, but Phillips doesn't want to stick around there very long, I'm sure. He stays on this pitch as it's right down Broadway for a called strike. Lot down at third base. Phillips, an extra step and a couple more. That's going to go off the fence right there. That's going to drive in another run. Fuller will retrieve, get it in, and runner's going to stay at first and third. Another RBI Fulton Railroad or Low House Field single by Chase Cameron. As the Rotors have scored 3 in the inning and lead 7-5. Matt Hurlick. So we have 3 left-handed batters in a row. Daniel's trying to get a ground ball. Got the first batter, but it's given up RBI singles to Owen Phillips and Chase Cameron. Close the book on Jack Smith. Fouled at the plate. Smith faces 14 batters. I'm going to need to pull up Game Changer here and make sure my numbers match. 1-1 pitch, 1 out. Hunter's at first and third. Another foul tip, and now within strikeout, a pitch with for a strikeout. He'll get it. What in the world is that? Why does it show on Game Changer that there's a broken bat? Hey, Eddie. Why is Full Count Rhythm showing playing Henderson? You got any idea? Who's our Game Changer? I don't know what's going on. Something ain't right. See if I can get up here on. This one's showing it right. I think you guys are okay. It's something that's going on in Game Changer. Probably a former game. I think we're good. We're in close proximity here, so we can almost reach out and touch each other. With a new twig, Matt Hurlick looks at a pitch wide. Four hits in the inning, 10 for the game so far for Fulton. Rhythm 5 runs and 5 hits. Runner staying at first and a check swing, but he did go. A Corson fire and security strikeout, the second of the inning. And you can't let up now. Top of the lineup, the 8th batter to come to the plate in this inning. However you say that name. Toone's 0 for 2. Looks at a called strike on the outside corner. Walked in the first and scored. Popped out to second base and lined out to the third baseman. Good thing I don't talk for a living. I'd be destitute. Nice stop there by Barrett Brown on a slider in the dirt. Backstop not very far away, honestly. So you got to be careful if you're a runner down at third on a wild pitch. It gets to the backstop. It could kick back to you, but if you got an athletic pitcher who can come in to cover, it's not going to take long for the catcher to get to it. Daniels staying down. Nick Causey's on deck. He's 0 for 3, but I'd want to just lead off with him next inning. Rhythm scored 3 in the first on a Hudson Ceparulo 3-run home run. Fulton scored 4, sending 10 to the plate. Did not hit a home run. In their 7 runs, they have not hit a home run yet. Three-one count now to Hune. Runner stays at first. There's a tapper right back over the top of Daniels, and that's going to be a ball tough to handle for Cason Hill. I would assume that's an infield single. What do you think, Eddie? Infield single there, right? That's not an error on him. We're going to see. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they rule. I'll go on their ruling, whatever they say. If it's a hit, it's an RBI. If it's an error, it's not. Regardless, it's 8-5. Single for Kuhn as Nick Causey steps to the plate. So give Kuhn an RBI. No, that's a gimme pitch right there. Called strike. It's hard to chop one over the head of a 6'7" pitcher. That's exactly what Kuhn did. Chase Cameron down at second base, Kuhn at first. The ninth batter to come to the plate, Nick Causey. Nick saying everybody's getting hits in the game. Fouled that one off the screen. And that is accurate. Everybody but Nick Causey has a hit in this game. 5 hits in this inning. So now 11 hits. Daniels, it's a slider, and he gets it fouled back. He's thrown a bunch of pitches. Rest of the action should be getting started here soon in the Ohio Valley League. 1-2 pitch from Daniels. The soon-to-be Bellarmine Knight, a ground ball to the right side. Hudson Separulo catches it on one hop, and Nick Causey is 0 for 4. 9 men come to the plate, 4 cross it meaningfully. As they score 4 runs on 5 hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. 9 runners left aboard in 4 innings by Fulton, and they lead 8-5. We'll need some hitting to go on. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Into the top of the 5th in a 7-inning contest. Full Count now trailing 8-5. We'll send 3, 4, and 5 to the plate to face Luka Dickinson, who he faced 9 in the first himself, but he has settled down. Aaron is still pitching in the 5th inning. Nathan Rowland at the plate. He's 1 for 2. Takes a pitch inside for called strike. With him 3 hits in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. The 1 in the third, a 2-run bomb by Jay Fuller. That's hard hit and grounded through the left side for a leadoff single. Nathan Rowland with a couple of hits now in the ball game. It's a good start for full count in the top of the 5th. Hudson Separulo hit his second home run of the year out to right center field. Picked up 3 more RBIs. Hudson, almost a check swing. Who'd you call him? No, this is Hudson Separulo, number 19. Separulo now has 7 RBIs and a changeup he's out in front of. He was looking for a 2-0 fastball right there to gear up and drive. Ends up getting the cambio. Now he's got a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Homered in the first, grounded out to the third baseman on pitch hit right off the end of his bat. Had some shattered bats here today. Not sure what kind the rotors are using. There's a called strike. Throw is picked off by the second baseman who is backing up the shortstop, and Rowland has a stolen base, but something doesn't look right. I'm not sure if it's maybe the infield dirt is really hard. So 3 stolen bases for the Rhythm in this game. It's the most in a while. A Full Count Ministries full count. Separillo jerks that one foul. That would have been off the screen. Again, out in front on a changeup. Nick Krupp is the first base coach. He's got a stopwatch or something in his hand. Jimmy Gamboa, the pitching coach, handling third base. Hard shot to the first baseman. Cameron stays down, and he's going to get to the base. That'll move Rowland over, but now 1 out. 1 first baseman retires another. Barrett Brown is stepping to the plate. Strikeout and a walk and a run scored. Rhythm need another base runner to get the tying run to the plate. Barrett has grandparents in Madisonville, Kentucky. That ball is high. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's a foul ball. Nick Krupp down there trying to point it fair, but Barrett didn't leave the batter's box, so he felt pretty confident because I don't think he'd pimp a home run there. Grandy and Nan, both in Madisonville, Kentucky. Papa and Mimi are in Hendersonville. Brian is here at the ballpark. He's moving around, though. He might have moved behind the home plate. His mom is Ashley, big brother Zane, and younger sister Maura. I just heard from a little birdie we might be seeing Zane Brown back in a Rhythm uniform here soon. Swing and a miss on the 0-2. I think another changeup. That's now 2 outs. 4th strikeout for Luka Dickinson. Now Kaysen Hill steps to the plate. Lets that pitch go high. He's from Samford University. It's not where he's from. He goes to Samford. From Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Went to Middle Tennessee Christian. Son of Brad Hill and Ashley Bugg. 2 balls, no strikes. 5'11", 180-pound utility player. Pippa and Winnie, Ellie and Paisley, his siblings. Pop Pop and Moo Moo there in Santa Fe, Tennessee. Papa Terry and Nana in Murfreesboro. 14 games this past year for Samford. Played about 4 different positions as he draws a 4-pitch walk. And now the tying run comes to the plate. Who's got a yard card for Jay Fuller? He picked up his first of the year in his last at-bat. No doubt to the right as J.D. Willis, the head coach, is out of the dugout, and we may be getting a new pitcher. Let's see if I can find. I got to turn my crowd mic down now. He's playing some music. You can find out how many pitches that young Luka Dickinson has delivered. 86-ish. It looks like they may be leaving him in. That is his 3rd walk of the game. They're going to leave him in. It's what has happened to our Facebook. There we go. It is back. Okay, I thought it was gone. What? Hopefully it's up. First pitch to Jay Fuller in there for a called strike. Or not. We might have been kicked off Facebook again for some unknown reason. Ground ball to first base, and Cameron has it and steps on first. In the rhythm, Strand, a leadoff single, and a 2-out walk. Fuller could not get underneath that pitch. And the rhythm go down, leaving 2 runners on base. Did pick up another hit. Their 6th of the game. No errors. And head to the bottom of the 5th. But today we're going to do something a little bit different. Don't have an alumni spotlight, but ACS Home Builders is going to sponsor this is some full count rhythm history. That's what I was spent all day doing yesterday. Josh Carmen said, well, throw some history at me here. Of course, the Rhythm have 3 OVL championships, 2022, 23, and 25. Most wins in a season was the first year in 2021. Longest winning streak was the 3rd year, 2023. 14-game winning streak. The longest losing streak is 5 games. But if Full Count loses this game right here, it's going to be the 5th game of this year in a losing streak. So going to need a big comeback. And let me give you one more little bit of trivia. Only once has the Full Count Rhythm been mercy ruled. That happened in the Prospect League year in 2024. That was a 21-7 loss at Chillicothe, Ohio. That was an extremely ugly game right there, but the Rhythm have 25 games where they have run ruled the opposing team. So doesn't look like a run rule here for the good guys, but maybe we can come back and get the victory as we have a Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen. That looks like Joey Greenstreet out there. It is 6'2", 210-pound right-hander from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Thanks to ACS Home Builders for sponsoring our middle of the fifth, either alumni spotlight or full count rhythm history. Yeah, Isaiah, I saw that. I don't know why Facebook's continuing to go out. I'm not sure what's going on. I didn't cuss tonight, so haven't had the crowd mic on, but just a little bit. Turned it down as soon as the music came on. So I don't know what's going on with Facebook. We might just be a YouTube broadcast from now on. Effort, but can't make it work. So I think Easton Sullivan is at the plate leading off. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner. The count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sullivan's been on base all 3 times he's come to the plate. A couple of walks and a single and an RBI and a run scored. He's got 2 home runs, waves at a breaking pitch there, and another Corson. Fire and security strikeout. First of the game for Green Street. Another right-hander is Gus Daniels' night is over. He had 30 pitches to get 3 outs in his 1 inning of work. He faced 6 batters, did Gus. That's a fastball in there. Caleb Warren, the DH, also been on base all 3 times. He got a couple of hits and been hit once. Ground ball up the middle. Blanchard has a little trouble getting it out of his glove, but throws to Separulo for out number 2. Jacob Lott to the plate. Rhythm looking for their first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. That's a nice breaker right there. Daniels a couple of strikeouts in his 1 inning of work, swing and a miss. Right now, the pitcher of record is Jack Smith. Gators are starting to get out. Who's your pest company, Eddie? Skaters are coming out. 1-2 pitch outside. What are you giving away? You giving back rubs by Eddie Crittenden? Gonna give away a what? Ice cream. That's got to be in there. Joey's walking off, but home plate umpire didn't see it the way me and Joey Greenstreet saw it. He said, nope. Full Count Ministries, full count. Joey, the son of John and Susan Greenstreet, brother to Bree and Lexi, played at Green Hill High School. It's only one hill. No Green Hills. Full count pitch. Popped up on the left side. Jacob Lott is wearing out Gabe Jenkins in left field. He makes a 3rd catch of the game off the bat of Jacob Lott, who's now 1 for 4, had an RBI single into center field last time he came up. But there it is. Our first 1-2-3 inning comes in the bottom of the 5th. It is still 8-5. We're going to take a break. Be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here. We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Applying my mosquito spray now. Get up in this press box here and get eaten alive. They come after this sweetness. Trying to wear double layer protection and be ready with some spray, but doesn't always work. Got another game after this one. But this one isn't over. We'll move to the top of the sixth. Two more cracks at it in regulation. We know we wouldn't have a extended extra inning game because they have a new extra inning rule. I think that's, I'm not sure if it's the second year or third year for that rule, but home team gets to decide, do they want to go on offense or defense for a half an inning after a tie game after regulation. Not sure what was picked before this game, but got a little bit to get there. Got 3-run deficit as Cam Suggs to lead off. I apologize. Hopefully you've made it over to YouTube. If you were watching on Facebook, I don't know what is the problem. Have a new pitcher on for the Rotors, and he delivers pitch in for a called strike to Suggs. See if I can find their roster. Give you an idea who number 31 is. Freddie Londo, L-O-N-D-O. And he's now 0-2 to Suggs. Suggs 0 for 2 in the ball game. So Ava, if he's 0 for 2, he is due. I know you said it at home. And now he's 0 for 3. Swing and a miss. And Suggs down on strikes. Luka Dickinson goes 5 innings, gives up 6 hits, 3 runs. They're all earned. Walked 3, struck out 4. Gave up 2 long balls as Ryder Blanchard steps to the plate. Ryder 0 for 2. Great play by the second baseman as that pitch is one hop to the plate. Diving play up the middle by Owen Phillips, who is now playing Blanchard a little bit closer up the middle. Londo delivers a strike. Freddie, a redshirt freshman by my investigation, from Brighton, Michigan. Schoolcraft Community College. That's also up in that state up north. It's an Ohio State fan. We don't normally say the name of that state, but I'm not crazy about it. I mean, I'm crazy about Ohio State, but that kind of gets into a little bit of a, I just do it facetiously. 2-1 pitch, down low. On deck, Ryland Moses just can't wait to get to the plate. He is 0 for 3, and that is atypical for Ryland Moses. Nobody on, 1 out. Top of the 6th, swing and a miss by Blanchard. And a Full Count Ministries full count. Ryder comes in hitting .462. He's had a really great start. It's the first 4 games. 6 hits, they're all singles. Couple of walks. And make it 1 more. People thinking that was a strike. Not even close. Eddie, you can't be a PA announcer and eat a cheeseburger at the same time. Moses, you don't read your Old Testament? Spending too much time in that New Testament, aren't you? Strike called again as Moses backs out of the way, an inside pitch. Ryland struck out in the first, popped out to third in the second, flew out to right field. Just drive your middle right here. Ellis Hurt playing way over in toward left center field. Moses can go any direction. One game, I think he had 3 hits, and it might have been in the last game. He had a hit to center. He had a double to left. Had a bloop double to right, and then another single through the 5.5 hole. That's a strike called on the outside corner. Ryland knew it was going to be called, but in total disagreement. All 2 strikes. Need to get another runner on. It's not going to happen here unless they boot it. Phillips just going to go on to go to first, and Moses now 0 for 4. Down to second goes Blanchard, with now 2 outs. Too slow to try to turn 2 on. That'll bring Gabe Jenkins to the plate. 2 for 3 is Gabe. Couple of singles. He not logging the calls? What's he writing in his little piece of paper right there? Oh, he did? He gave him a warning? Maybe on those pitches to Moses that were inside. Home plate umpire. What's Jimmy's last name? Fields? Jimmy Fields, the home plate umpire. He and Josh Carmen having a conversation. That's grounded to the right side. Jenkins is going to be retired 3-1 as he tried to go opposite way. But got it off the label. And Rhythm, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Can't even get him on to get him over and get him in. Going to the bottom of the 6th, trail 8-5. Again, sorry for the issue with Facebook. Have no idea what's going on there. We'll be right back.
At the Hendersonville Firefighters Association, IAFF Local 3460, we believe our mission goes beyond the firehouse. It's about serving people, strengthening our community, and sharing hope. That's why we're proud to support Full Count Ministries and their dedication to developing athletes, building character, and spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. Whether on the field or in the community, we stand united in sharing the good news and making a lasting impact. Hendersonville Firefighters Association, Local 3460, proudly supporting Full Count Ministries. Go Rhythm!
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Tim Reese in Fulton, Kentucky for today's OVL action. We have a doubleheader here at Fulton. And the Rhythm trail 8-5. Rotors come in with a 2-9 record, Rhythm 6-5, and they are in danger of dropping 5 in a row. Joey Greenstreet back out on the mound. He'll face 6, 7, and 8. First pitch swinging. Ellis Hurt comes up empty. Greenstreet, third outing of the year officially. 4 2/3 innings in those last 2 outings. He did start the first game of the year at Paducah, but that game stats in that has not been added in yet, as that is a suspended game. No hits, 1 run. It was unearned. Walked 2, struck out 2, has plunked a batter. He does have 1 of the 2 Rhythm saves. This is not it, and that pitch was in the left-handed batter's box for a called strike 3, and that's brought to you by Corson Fire and Security. A backward K in the books. Maybe a little conversation that Josh Carmen's had with our home plate umpire. Made a difference there. Second strikeout of the game for Greenstreet. Owen Phillips steps in. He's got a couple of hits and been hit. Swing and a miss. Joey Greenstreet throwing the invisible up there. Redshirt freshman heading back to Trevecca. That ball smashed and right to Jay Fuller. A sinking line drive. Actually, not as much on it as it appeared at the plate. Fuller just moved over to the right a couple of steps and it took a knee. Caught that line drive off the bat of left-handed hitting Owen Phillips. Again, if you're just joining me or haven't heard earlier, it's an unusual shaped field here. It's like a football field. 350 down the left field line where that ball is headed. Shallow left field diving attempt, not made by Jenkins. That's going to be a bloop single. And ball gets by in the infield, but Cameron's going to be on for the third time, third hit. And that's a bloop job as Jenkins maybe playing a little bit too deep out there in left field. 350 down the left field line, 225 to right. That's right, 225 feet. But it's got about a 60-foot fence, kind of like a green monster. I don't really know what the green monster actually is in terms of distance. I probably used to know it, but somebody out there does. Matt Hurlick looks at a pitch that winks at the outside corner. Called strike. He's 1 for 2. Had a bases loaded walk in the first. Singled in the third, struck out in the fourth. AAA Autoglass foul ball off to the left side. Left-handed hitter, you don't want to go opposite way with a 225-foot fence. You can hit a regular fly ball, and if it hits off the screen, you got at least a single. Got to get it to the fence. That's well struck out the left center, but Jenkins going back, and he's not going to be able to get there. That goes over his head, so he's going to see one in front of him, one behind him. The throw misses a cutoff man, but he gets to Suggs, and the third base coach holds up the runner Chase Cameron. So now runners will be at second and third with 2 outs. Hurlick picks up a double. And I'm not sure who that is down at third. That might be Josh Wooten, assistant coach. Leadoff batter Thomas Kuhn at the plate. That's hit out center field. Moses going back, and he's going to get under it, and he's going to make the catch. Hopefully he knew that was the third out. He started to throw it in like it wasn't. And now it's the last gasp effort in the top of the 7th. It's a 7-inning ball game. And we're still sitting at 8-5. I thought this was going to be a 18-16 game after the first inning, but Raiders don't score, but pick up a couple of hits that leave 2 more stranded. Take a break and be back with the final inning.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
What'd you say, Eddie? Who's in center field? Everybody. Everybody. Eddie Crittenden, you're one of the owners, aren't you? Eddie Crittenden. And Jill, your wife, Jill. It's a tandem. What do you got, about 20 owners here? 15 owners that purchased the club when Scott Guyman sold it, right? Is that what it was? Do what? The Rotors trying to get their 3rd win of the year here. They are tied basically for 5th place with the Madisonville Miners, both teams 2-9 coming in. Nathan Rowland, Hudson Separulo, and Barrett Brown set to face Freddie Londo. Trying to pick up the save. Delivers ball 1. Nathan Rowland is 2 for 3. Sandwiched in there is a strikeout. Rowland, the DH here in game 1, looks at ball 2. Rotors are on a 2-game losing streak. Henderson Flash, after defeated Full Count 4 games ago, and then they started a tear of 4 straight. Hoptown Hoppers in first place with a 9-3 record. Paducah right behind them at 8-4. Henderson right behind them with an 8-5. Full Count Rhythm at 6-5 as Rowland squares around the bunt, pulls it back, and it's called a strike. He's trying to get on anyway, anyhow. Hoptown Hoppers playing and hosting the Chiefs. Chopper down to third base. Causey has it on one hop, and his throw across the diamond just gets rolling. And there's one down for the Rotors. Hudson Separulo 1 for 3 steps to the plate. So the Hoppers hosting the Chiefs and the Flash hosting the Miners. We're playing a doubleheader here in Lohaus. That's Lohaus, the German pronunciation or spelling of house, I assume. Separillo looks at a called strike on that inside corner. Pitchers of record, Luka Dickinson for the Rotors. And Jack Smith came on in relief of Jackson Goddard in the second. That's inside. Hey, let's get the strike up there and the ball. Separillo's second home run of the year cleared the right center field fence about 370 feet away. Let's make sure nobody sent an email that I might have missed. We'll get to a Full Count Ministries verse of the game. I'll try to pull it up here right directly as soon as we do what I wanted to do. Dropbox sent me an email, but nobody fun. We suspended your account, Facebook tells us. You know, about done with you, Facebook. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss on a slow breaking pitch outside, and the Rotors now an out away of ending their losing streak and continuing full counts. Second strikeout of the game by Londo, and it's up to Barrett Brown to keep it rolling. Let's get our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. I didn't pull one up yet. Nobody sent one in. That's okay. I can find one pretty quick. Brown lets the first pitch go by just so I can give you John chapter 6, verse 35. It says, "Then Jesus declared, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty." That's the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. John 6:35. Brown bends out of the way of that inside pitch. You know, if you get hit by that, you're on first base. And we got ice, and you're probably not playing in game 2, so we got a pinch runner for you, too. Bread of life, that's one of the 7 I am statements in the book of John. Who can name one other I am statement? Down low. There's 5 that are just one word. Then there's 2 that are multiple words. You can pare them down to one word anyway. 3-0 is out of the zone, and instead of getting hit, Barrett Brown picks the better option. He draws the walk. The last time that happened, he scored. Rhythm need another runner on base. Cason Hill's been on twice, once on an error and once on a walk. He's also flown out to right field. And he's going to pop this one up. This should end the ball game in foul territory, and it does. There's your train whistle. The Fulton Railroaders defeat the Rhythm 8-5. That train whistle is right by my ear as Cason Hill pops out to the first baseman in foul territory for the final out of game 1 of the doubleheader. Winning pitcher Luka Dickinson. I don't know his record at this point, so just put him in there. Jack Smith will fall to 1-1. And the Rhythm are back to even. Never been there this late in the year. Give a save to Freddie Londo. And again, I don't know their stats to know. A game that takes 2 hours and 20 minutes to complete, and 7 of the 13 runs in this game were scored in the first inning. 3 by the Rhythm, 4 by the Railroaders. Rhythm took the lead 5-4, but a 4 spot in the bottom of the 4th put the game away for Fulton as they win 8-5. Full count now with the record-tying 5-game losing streak. Fall to 6-6. Fulton moves to 3-9 now on the season. Our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Player of the game. Gotta find one here. Hudson Ciparula, 1 for 4, 3 RBIs with his second home run. Nathan Rowland, 2 for 4. Jay Fuller had a home run and 2 RBIs, 1 for 2. And Gabe Jenkins, a couple of hits. Rowland with a couple of hits. Let's see if we got a pitcher that was outstanding. Joey Greenstreet with a couple of shutout innings. Let me see if I can find Game Changer again. There we go. And of course, I'm not going to be able. There we go. Let's see if I can find that. Find the box score. Joey pitched to 8 batters. Did give up a couple of hits, but no runs. I'll make Joey Greenstreet our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game. 2 innings to settle things down, to give the offense a chance. But the offense just couldn't get it done. Couldn't get that tying run to the plate in the 7th. We got another one in about 30 minutes. Facebook won't be back up in time, so tell your friends, call your grandma, call your mom, dad. Let them know we'll be on YouTube. As this game is final, Fulton defeats the Full Count Rhythm 8-5. Have to get right back on the horse and see if Full Count can get it done. For Josh Carman, the general manager and head coach, this is Tim Reese saying we'll be right back. About 30 minutes with Game 2. Thanks for joining me for Game 1. God bless you. We'll be right back.
This has been another Full Count Rhythm baseball game presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate.